What is up guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'm going to be giving like a review on the campaign of Modern Warfare 2, if it's worth playing or not, because it's a long process. It takes about like 8 hours to complete or something like that. So I'm going to be telling you guys if it's worth putting in 8 hours to kind of play the game and stuff like that. So if you do go on to enjoy this video, then please drop a like, also subscribe down below. Let's get into it. First of all, the graphics for this game is just really good. We already know from the multiplayer now, but also on the campaign they're even better, because there's some shots and just some places that just look absolutely insane. Like the Amsterdam, that mission, you've probably seen it all over TikTok and that, but people comparing it to actual Amsterdam, and they've done a really good job with the graphics. I'm playing on PC and it still looks really nice. I know there's some problems when it came to the Xbox and stuff like that, but to be honest, I think on every console, PC especially, the graphics is just top notch. It's really good. And they also did a really good job with like the sound effects for this game. When it's on this campaign, it feels like in some situations I've looked at my door and window multiple times thinking someone's kind of speaking to me in that direction, or someone's knocking or something like that. Just the sound effects are so realistic, it's so good. Just in general for this game, the basic stuff like the graphics, the sound, 10 out of 10 from me. They've done a really good job with it. And this is a few weeks ago now, because obviously the game's come out, but the early access for this game obviously was the campaign. We got the campaign early access, and I think that's really good. I think that should be standard from Call of Duties to come now. I feel like the early access the week before, we should get the campaign, be able to unlock like weapon XP and that, which they've done for this game. But I think that should just be standard for the future, because it was so good. Because I don't know if I'm the only one, but most people, when they first log on to a Call of Duty and have all the game modes to choose from, the campaign usually isn't the first one. You go straight onto the multiplayer, straight onto the zombies if that game has it, and campaign you just don't really play until later down the line. So bringing it out on its own a week before for the early access, one, just gets everyone to play it, so it's really good, and two, it just gives you like a kind of teaser for the game and kind of lets you have a feel for it. You can see what you're working with, and I just think it's a really good idea. So that should be standard from now on, because I know I wouldn't have played the campaign if it was not early access. I probably would have, but it'd be in like 6 months time, because I'll be grinding the multiplayer, grinding the other game modes. So bringing it out a week before the game where you got nothing else to do, have a little feel for the game and just like play the campaign early, it's probably the result of why 50% of the campaign players have played it. So it's got a lot more players on the game. And yeah, you just got to kind of feel for the game, which is really good. But actually speaking about the campaign itself, some details. The missions, obviously starting it, I really enjoyed the missions. I feel like every mission was kind of really action-packed. It was really fun. You didn't really get bored that often. There was a few times that the missions kind of dragged a little bit, and they were much longer than necessary, which I'll go on to in a bit. For the majority, the missions were pretty good. I can't really fault them, they're really fun. The one kind of criticism I have for the missions is I didn't really understand it at times. I didn't really understand what relevance like the certain part we were doing had to the storyline. I got a bit confused at some points, and it was just kind of didn't make sense. I feel like some missions they could have cut short, but they kind of extended it, made it a lot longer than necessary. And with those missions that kind of dragged out a little bit, a lot's happening, and what I would say is the instructions for this game was not very clear. What I mean by this, sometimes you're just in a situation, I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know whether I was going to A or B, or what I was doing, what I was supposed to be, where I was. I do think they could have been more clear on their instructions. That definitely needs some sort of update to make things more clear, because I actually had to search up a YouTube video to see how to do the certain part I was on. Like some parts I really did struggle with, and I think that's good in a way, but to kind of get you to have to search it up, I feel like that's a bit too complicated. It should be something easy to figure out on your own, but I know I'm not the only one with this as well. I've seen so many YouTubers say the same thing, that they had to search up like videos on how to do certain parts of the campaign. The instructions is probably like the one that stands out for me. It definitely could do with an update, make it a bit more basic for some players, because I would say 99% of campaign players are casual. So they don't really want to be going out their way to search up step-by-step tutorials and stuff. But obviously there is that 1% that try hard to get the world record for missions and stuff. There is two sides to this, but the majority are going with like an update for the instructions, and I agree with that. What I absolutely love about this campaign is like the new feature about kind of having multiple choices within a storyline. So for example, in every other campaign, if you shot a bot or you went into a room, the bot would run in front of you a certain way, it would go the same direction every time. Whereas within this storyline, where you can go one way and something completely different will happen the other way. So you're getting kind of a different campaign experience by the choices you make. I 100% love this. It makes it just so much more interesting. And even if you want to replay missions, you can kind of have a complete different experience. And in this video, I try not to give spoilers away, but this one kind of will be for the ending of it. So if you haven't played it yet, click off the video now. But I'm gonna go into kind of like the end mission, and it was a bit disappointing. And you just snipe the whole guy throughout the campaign, the main boss that the whole time has been led up to, you're trying to eliminate him pretty much. The ending is always really intense, always really action-packed. I mean, on MW2 2009, we literally throwing knifed him to the head. It was insane. We've had so many others. MW3, that was really good. But this one, you're kind of falling through a skyscraper and you quickscope him or you snipe him. It's just not as action-packed and fulfilling as the rest of them. So I hope you lot did enjoy this video. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe down below, and let me know your thoughts on the campaign. Did you enjoy it? Didn't you? What's your opinions? Leave them in the comments down below, and I'll catch you guys next time.